What's up, everybody? Just want to do a quick market review of what I was seeing and what was going on with trade that I took and how I was able to manage risk in a tough market condition like this, and the clean setups whenever we were in low resistant market conditions, and then whenever we switched over to high resistant market conditions and why. So, as you can see right here, we're consolidating in Asia and London. London, we kind of expand upwards. There's this little indicator I got on, but we drop down lower, pull up, and this big inefficiency. I like it better on the 5 minute. It's more of a tighter breakaway gap, but I have my eyes on this breakaway gap to see if we got traded back into with the sell side liquidity resting below. But CPI drove prices up higher today, as we know. So that takes us into 9:30. Markets open. First, we got to go into our regular trade hours because we have a large opening range gap. So we failed to even reach the quadrant, the upper quadrant, but we dive into this before spooling back up, obviously indicating that prices are not going down, and we have over 120 point opening range gap, which is likely a continuation, all right, of the gap, and we are unlikely to reach the 50% of it. We got our breakaway gap right here, and then we got our institutional order flow zero. So the best trade you could have got in the morning time that I did not take was this right here. We have our breaker with our breakaway gap down here and our imbalance. So we want to see this left open above this breaker. So stop loss, we go right underneath that third FEG. And we'll be targeting, ain't nobody taking a 1 to 80. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. But we would be taking it to this short-term buy side and riding it through into our 1 hour levels, which would be this buy side, relatively equal highs with this NWOG and these highs up there that we would be trading into, which we do reach and reject off of with our NWOG right there. Or if you wanted to wait for more confirmation and wait to get into the trade a little bit later, you also have this retest. This is where most people got stopped out of that trade. This down close candle, the 50% of it, we want to see that getting respected for bullish order flow. So if you were ballsy, you could have got in right here and set your stop below there, targeting that buy side liquidity. I was looking at this to get in. This, I just feel more comfortable trading inversions or FVGs. But we came back down here to retest this with the NWOG, rejected up out of it, and bodies closing right above that. So that's just really clean to me. And then I would be targeting that, buy side liquidity. And then I tape rated this and caught a partial once we broke past this high right here. So got stopped back out and break even. But I was just tape reading that, so that's why I'm not going to dwell into that. But here we go until where things started changing up, right? So after this macro forms, we're accumulating up to the upside. And this is where our manipulation phase starts kicking in of the power of 3. So high resistance market condition, as you can see, on through here into our lunch lunch hour. I think I ended up getting in. It was somewhere around here. I wanted to see us displace lower and show speed underneath here, traveling into our imbalance and running against opposing liquidity in the distribution phase. But in a high resistance market liquidity like we were trading in between two NWOGs, which we're going to consolidate in. Even during our macro, we couldn't deliver. And I think I might end up getting stopped out around this level right here once we traded back up. It's unfortunate though, because if we take this breaker that I had my eyes on, the trade played out perfectly. Just had to retest these levels and come knock out stops before dropping down lower. But literally after I got stopped out, we dropped down lower, respects this bearish FVG. We give that displacement that we wanted underneath our breaker, and we don't trade back up into this either. So we have our breakaway gap, we have another imbalance that got left open, and then we got our accumulation out of the three FVGs. So we got this FVG that we can wick into, which we failed to do that, which is indicating it's even more strong bearish. We got our breakaway gap as our first one, and then we got our accumulation as the third FVG, which we accumulate in, travel down lower, coming back into exactly our 9:30 open. Isn't that convenient? Right back into our 9:30 open. Breakaway gap from the morning I was looking at. So ideally, I would have had my TP around this imbalance, because I don't like to put my stop loss all the way at the low like this. I would rather not be so demanding and keep it in the imbalance, which I feel comfortable taking profit. Also, catching this partial in here as we come back up, return into this FVG, I would be catching this partial inside this inverse that I had once before. So not bad, setups at all. Just unfortunate, and kept my risk small in a high resistance market liquidity or market condition. And it's just our standard power of three. We have our accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So played out exactly in my favor. Just caught the wrong side of the market. I should have been catching these buys that I was hesitating on. And the reason I was so hesitant was because when we were looking at this around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, around that time of the trade, I was thinking we're going to stick to lower prices on here, which is going to drive NAS higher. So that's why I was a little hesitant of getting in, but we ended up closing above the 50% of this bearish FVG of the CPI, and then just rattling past it. So ended up playing out in my favor of this trade lower, but got nervous on the upside of things, and that's why I didn't take the upside, because I was focused on DXY a little bit too much. So just wanted to go over this and show you why I kept my risk small, because of the high resistance market liquidity after shifting, entering our manipulation phase, and we're entering our London macro, which we reverse. So why kept risk small, what I could have done better, which was just to catch the upside. Let's catch things when they're smooth and not focus on messing around whenever we're all over the place. And just certain levels I was looking at. I'll go ahead and show y'all the screenshot of keeping my risk small and the losses I took today. And we'll get it back. Wasn't an ideal CPI, but still setups and worthy ideas to share. So I hope everybody has a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for tuning in.